Oh, hi there. It's me, Geraldine. You might know me as the host of the podcast, The Slow Burn, but this is a new segment, honey, and it is called SESH Notes. And this is episode 1, State of the Hemp Union. I know you were really excited about pitching this show. Can you tell me a little bit about what you hope to, the purpose of it?
Yeah, happy to. Yeah, so the goal of SESH Notes is just there's so much going on. I mean, look at the news feed today. We're all overwhelmed with that alone. But with all the stuff going on in the hemp industry, we're active in 20 plus states, and all of these states have different legislative battles, bans we're fighting, positive things we're trying to continue pushing forward. And a lot of those things we need support from the network of advocacy, reaching out to your representatives, submitting public comment, all these things that we can't do alone. We literally need people in those markets to help with. And so the goal of this, exactly, it's you. The goal of this segment is to just give a nice download of what's happening, what's the biggest things to focus on at any time, and then provide some links, provide some call to action that not only inform, but empower.
So starting off, who is currently, along with Modern Herb Co., fighting for the industry?
Right. The hemp industry is fractured as well as national, right? So we have state level battles. We have national things with the Farm Bill that kind of created the hemp industry in 2018. But in terms of advocacy groups, there are many. We're on the board, Modern Herb Co. is, with US Hemp Roundtable. We do work with them on some projects, but I'd say our biggest alignment and where we're seeing the most traction is definitely with American Healthy Alternatives. And the reason American Healthy Alternatives I think is so effective is because they have the national presence. They're in DC, they're working on the big picture with the Farm Bill, but they also have state level chapters. So we've helped form the Oregon Hemp Alliance, which is the state chapter of American Healthy in Oregon. There's the Tennessee Healthy Alternatives. There's North Carolina Healthy Alternatives. So in all these other states. And then in Texas, we collaborate with Texas Hemp Business Council. So American Healthy is the national, who then is able to coordinate with all these state level chapters to kind of keep things coordinated. Because what we find a lot of the time is these issues we might have in Georgia, it's around the same products with some of the same prohibited regulations that we're trying to get back in line in other states. So the more we can kind of keep things high level, better coordinated we are.
These states that we're going to chat about, are these all states that Modern Herb Co. has a presence in? Is that why we're focusing on these states?
Yeah. I mean, there's some states, we've currently we don't have, much presence in Alabama, but it's a state that needed support.
Gotcha.
And so we worked with American Healthy Alternatives to kind of support and try to get that state back in a good place with regulation. But overall, the states we're going to focus on are where the biggest issues are today.
So let's start off with Texas. What is the latest after the veto on the ban bill?
So Texas, just to catch some folks up, so SB 3 was a ban bill that passed the House and the Senate. So would have become law, and it effectively would have made most of just the hemp industry illegal. It would have banned anything but CBD and CBG. But what they didn't consider is that also bans full spectrum CBD live resin. So any THC or even CBDA, CBGA, these other forms of our products, it's, I think the best way to put it is it would have made a full spectrum CBD tincture illegal.
Damn.
Which is just insane, right? Yeah. That's such a medicinal needed product in the market. So that would have been really bad for the industry. A lot of folks, American Healthy, Texas Hemp Business Council, a lot of people in Texas, our retail partners, it's been a 3-4 month just slog. When it first passed, Vaughn, my co-founder, and I, we went out and we spent 3 weeks on the ground just coordinating, trying to mobilize people, and people showed up. We were able to get I think 100,000 digital signatures through Texas Hemp Business Council. I personally collected a few thousand handwritten letters from our retailers and distro partners who all did amazing work, and we were able to deliver that, right on the governor's desk. And that plus, a lot of cohesive effort got him to veto the bill.
That's awesome.
So it kind of was sent a message back to the legislatures hey, we want to regulate, not ban these products. Regulate and don't annihilate. I think that was the catchy one that was working for us.
Better.
Yeah.
Still workshopping my mind.
Problem is, the governor, Abbott, he just made this proclamation saying that that's the direction he wants to go. Regulate, don't annihilate. They just came back again. I think we're on like SB6 now that they're trying to push through the same thing. So we're in our second special session. Yeah, they're trying to push the ban again. If that happens, ask the governor to ban that again or veto that again and pull that back. But as of right now, we're still in the second session. You know, I'd say in terms of like call to action and what we can do to get support from, you know, consumers or retailers, folks in Texas. In the link in the bio, you can find the American Healthy Alternatives link, as well as we'll put Texas Hemp Business Council. Subscribe, stay involved. There's going to be call to actions like for you to reach out to your representatives, voice your opinion on like you want access to legal hemp products. We're up against hundreds of millions of dollars, right? We're up against like big alcohol, big pharma, like big old money is who we're fighting against. And it's like this young, scrappy industry having to fight.
So main thing is like if you can, would be donating would be great. Another form beneath that is just stay educated, and we'll provide the links in order to do that.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's going on with Florida and Georgia in terms of THC regulations?
Yeah. Florida and Georgia did just in the recent months shift to what's called a total THC market. So, you know, THCA products, again, if it's product coming from a USDA farm, from a hemp license, grown in the appropriate way, you know, these are federally compliant products. And a lot of the THCA products that we produce. Florida and Georgia have shifted more to what's called total THC. So you cannot have THCA products. So that puts us more into like our edible products, our live THC blends, which are non-THCA, like vape solutions.
Okay.
So that's kind of the shift that's happened there. We're launching products to, you know, be able to offer more of our brand in those states.
Okay.
There was a big overhaul with like packaging. So, you know, to our customers in Florida, us much like others, they kind of like put in these packaging updates and made them effective immediately. So like us and many other brands just had to like recall all of our product and like, get it repackaged and or like launched new things to meet those things. Like they banned natural food coloring, like, you know, using turmeric or, you know, vegetable pigments for coloring. So like good, healthy coloring is like banned in Florida. So it's kind of more like punitive things done, not really protecting people, in my personal opinion. Although there's some constraints, it is still progress in that we have like set regulations and like our partners in Florida and Georgia can now like go back to building a business around these products and not having like the angst that our, you know, our partners are feeling in Texas. So although it's new hurdles, it's at least defined. North Carolina has like an exemplary hemp bill. They've set forth like, you know, testing requirements, packaging regulations, further building out what, you know, good operators want. We want regulation. We don't want, you know, bathtub gin style manufacturing. We want good production practices.
Just kidding.
And I think they've done like probably a really good example of like how to do it right.
Okay.
And so they're making it really friendly for hemp, but still having the regulation, but making it like sane regulation.
So where do things currently stand with licensing and oversight?
So some of these states that are going through these hemp shifts, they're shifting from regulating hemp under like the agriculture department, you know, so like for all your vegetables and all grown agricultural food, hemp is traditionally like slid under that regulation. Now with some of these enforcement changes, it's looking to slide under like alcohol, like ABC and here in Oregon, like OLCC. So that shift is happening in Tennessee. So like our retail partners, our distributors have to get licensed with the alcohol regulatory arm. There's been some updates in like that timeline. So it was looking at January 1st. It might now be July of next year.
Okay.
So it might be like another 6 months before that shift happens. But generally like our partners are having to like really jump through hoops there to like make this shift now to a whole new regulatory group. And so then again,
be patient with us if you're in Tennessee while we navigate these.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried to stay in touch as much as possible on like packaging compliance changes and like making sure when that law does come, be it the January or July 1st, like we're going to have products that are compliant and good for sale in those markets. But
such a wild time to navigate these things and the changes, and one path works and suddenly you're like within a month have to change everything. So that's all the stuff kind of going on with the states for now. I'm sure there's tons of things, but those are the ones we want to focus on.
And there is more. If you go on American Healthy Alternatives website, they have like an updated version of this, of like what's going on in each state. So, you know, come back here for the SESH notes, but bookmark that page and you can kind of get updates throughout there as well.
Awesome. Sounds like a great resource. What is happening on the federal level with the Farm Bill?
Yeah. There was actually, you know, a bill that, so the Farm Bill, again, just to
Nationwide
back up on
ban.
that. Yeah, like the Farm Bill is what created the hemp industry in 2018. It was an amendment that allowed for federal hemp and then created the market we have today. And it updates every 5 years.
Okay.
So it was in 18, it should have updated in 2023. The government's just kind of been kicking the can down the road, getting it updated. It's like a 35,000 page bill.
Our government being slow and stuff. Let's forget.
Yeah, lots could say there. But so that update hasn't come yet. And there was something that was attempted to get slid into a House Appropriations bill, essentially like, some bill paying things that have to go through. And they tried to slide in like another ban amendment that would have killed the industry again.
Wow.
Thankfully, representatives like Rand Paul and a few others like stood up and like defended the hemp industry and pushed that ban bill back. But we're not out the woods.
Okay.
It's still very much like something American Healthy Alternatives at like that national level, because we have all these state battles that we have to keep on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if we don't stay vigilant at the national level, like we'll lose everything from underneath us. Yeah. So American Healthy Alternatives have been, working with the national level to ensure that we're working towards, again, that sane regulation, pushing off these ban bills. So that's something kind of just have to stay tuned for.
Okay.
But we did just avoid annihilation here in the last couple months. But I think there's been some good momentum building. Like we got the veto in Texas. That means people are listening to the people, which is important, right? We're getting good legislation out of North Carolina. So we're setting up good frameworks for hemp industry to kind of progress and like actually build roots.
Yeah.
So like those are all good things. And then I'd say we're also seeing progress on, I come from like regulated cannabis, and a lot of our team does before coming into the open hemp space. And we're seeing like a unification there of like this like one plant mentality, because it is one plant, right? There's some under recreational cannabis. There's some under, federally legal hemp. But like at the end of the day, in the Farm Bill and, botanically, it's all cannabis sativa. It's all the same plant. It's just what regulatory pathway to bring it out. And I think we're seeing alignment for the first time of folks recognizing the path forward as like coming together and seeing, North Carolina wants to say hemp market, amazing. California wants to say rec only. Like we can have different options state by state and not have to like annihilate each other.
Yeah.
Which is positive.
Work together.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for chatting with me. And thank you all for watching episode 1 of SESH Notes. Again, this was State of the Hemp Union. And let us know if you have any questions or things you want us to chat about on this channel.
Yeah.
If you have any passions.